Hey guys, welcome. Muskie Road Rules Podcast, episode number 278. Guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for telling a friend. And thanks for tuning in with us every week. I know I've been a little lackluster here, and that's not fair to our loyal fans. I know we have one out there, maybe two. And, well, who am I kidding? Two is pushing it. Guys, it is early April, and we have got something coming up here on Cave Run Lake. We have got the PMTT, and that's what this episode's sponsored by. The Professional Muskie Tournament Trail is coming here at the end of the month. You can still sign up. Go to promuskie.com and, fill it out there. Get you a partner. Let's go. I want to fill this bad boy. Let's get some things going again. Go to promuskie.com. Muskie with a Y. You know, it's spelled the right way, not the I-E. Jesus, people. And, check it out. You can also text me.
Actually, the I-E is the better way. But.
The I-E. Shut up. You do not know any. Just because you're a teacher and you work one day a week does not make you smart.
It does.
Also text me, and text me how stupid you think Stella is. You can always send it to our text line. I'll give you my personal one this time because I want to hear from you. 606-776-6729. And guys, that's the Lungin Lures text line. You can send it to 606-776-6729. Lungin Lures, makers of the 22 short, 22 long, all the 22 series. The makers of the big old 50 cal, the Alley Cat series of lures, whether it be the original Alley Cat or the little LP. Also, all the spinners from the Nutbuster spinnerbait to the DC-10, DC-9, and the original Lungin Tail. Check them out at lunginlures.com. Guys, I'm glad to be back talking to you, and I've already been interrupted once by someone that's incredibly rude, and you've probably recognized.
Hey, I just increased your listenership by 150% because I have 3 followers that listen to me religiously when I'm on your podcast.
Oh, my God. Well, so it's your sister, right, your cousin, and
his iPad, his iPhone.
Yes. Yes, he has several things going on there, and that velvety voice that you're hearing, fellas, is the voice of Jim Stella from the PMTT. And the other voice that you're hearing is a first-time new person to the podcast. And his name he has the great name. I love this name, actually. Ethan Greathouse. It sounds like, Ethan, it sounds like that you were on Game of Thrones.
Okay.
That is a perfect Game of Thrones name. And I do like it. And Ethan is the maker of Bigfoot baits. Love that name too. And I met Ethan at Muskie Max, a month and a half ago up in Pennsylvania, and got some of his baits. And I said, if I buy a bait, will you come on? I first asked, I said, would you come on my podcast? You said no. And I said, if I buy 2 baits, will you come on the podcast? And you said yes. So that's the way to do it. So Ethan Greathouse,
the American way.
Two sides to every story.
That is the Stella way, is what that is. So let's start by talking PMTT, Jim. What's happening? What's going on? And are you getting excited about coming down here and seeing me?
I am getting excited.
Nice.
Yeah. End of the month, 27th and 28th. I was just talking to Tony too the other day. He's doing his big Thursday get together there at the Muskie Lodge too. So
AKA
PMTT
Drunk
guys,
Fest.
Yeah. So if there are any PMTT guys listening to this, I'm going to be sending an email out too, a reminder with some info on the event and everything. But that is that Thursday before the event. He has that.
The Mountain Muskie Lodge,
yes.
Garage sale and party.
Our jambalaya.
Yes.
He has a good pot of jambalaya going. He usually has a band there, or at least somebody playing.
Yeah.
Some live music.
If not, Tony will be dressed up like Don DeLuise.
BYOB, bring your own, whatever you want to drink.
Bring your own tobacco. And
oh yeah, I'll have my cigars.
I'm sure you better bring plenty of cigars because I always like to steal a few.
You steal a lot of cigars from me.
I'm like one of those like in Middle Eastern time or what's it called? Medieval times. That
yes, because you don't even cut them; you bite the bottom.
I do. I'm raw.
That's like the worst flow ever for a cigar too. Just biting it the back end off.
Ethan, do you bite cigars?
No, I don't smoke.
Oh my God, that's disappointing. But you're young.
You drink bourbon. Wait, do you drink bourbon?
Yeah.
Right.
No.
I don't even think Ethan's old enough to drink. How old are you?
I'm 23.
There you go.
God, Stella, do you remember?
Do you drink bourbon though?
No.
Oh, you got 2 strikes on me now, man.
Stella, do you remember when you were 23?
Oh, I remember when you were 18.
Yes.
I don't know if I can remember back to when I was 23. That was a long time ago.
That was 1984, and the world was full
I remember
of
having to
possibilities.
sneak you and Luke into bars and stuff like that. Whose wedding was that? Where we had to...
I don't even know if I knew the person in the wedding. You
guys weren't even old enough to drink yet.
Oh, I know. What? How old were you, Jim, when we met? That would have been Hayward. That'd been 2000, 99, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. Geez, what would I have been? In my 30s?
24 minus 107 is...
That'd have been probably like my mid-30s then.
Oh, my gosh. Stella was in his prime. Ethan, you should have seen it. He had feathered...
And I was still thin.
He was feathered hair. He was wealthy. He was thin.
Yeah, I'm wealthy.
This man was, he was in the top of his game. All he needed was a Camaro, and he would have been right with it.
Blacked out Camaro with a leather jacket.
Yes, members only jacket. That would have been Jim's
Keith Stone.
Keith Stone, yes, that's you. What, Jim, with the PMT this year? How's it looking? How many trail teams we got? And
it was looking pretty good. We had the trail team drawing on March 1st there.
I'm right in the middle.
Tim always messes the numbers up because he'll start talking and then he forgets the numbers. So, but I think we were at 63 or 64 trail teams.
Yeah, I'm like right in the middle.
Right in there.
Like 34, 36, something like that.
Yeah.
And I think Tony's like 17. And
yeah, Tony got a good drawing. He was up there in the teens.
Yeah. Now, I'm like, it doesn't matter either day. I'm just in the middle.
Yeah. Yep, right in the middle.
It's me and I think Ben Peterson, and then I think Summers actually is right there near me.
Yeah, he's back in this year, coming down to the Cave Run, man. It's been a long time for him since he's been down to Cave.
Who's he fishing with? Is he fishing with his boy?
No, with Tusick. So look out there.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, they got their eyes set for the championship.
The gruesome twosome. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good deal. Any kind of new rules that I've got to ask you about literally the day before the tournament?
Nope. No new rules the day before the tournament. It is the same times and everything because you always send me a text like, when is registration? It's the same time that it has been for 26 years.
Well, why don't you let people know so I can write this down?
So registration is Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. Rules meeting starts at 5. Mm-hmm. Usually takes about 40 minutes or so. And then that's it. We have the Saturday get-together at 5:30 at the Perkins Center. Everything's there at the Perkins Center, and then the Sunday awards ceremony at 2:30. But the awards ceremony, there is going to be a little difference now. Because for the awards ceremony, we don't have the big room in the Perkins Center. We've got the little room Yeah.
Is there a family reunion going on or what?
They booked the Perkins Center on Sunday on us. We come down the last weekend in April, for what? We've done a championship there twice. So, 24 out of 26 years.
No, the first year the PMT was in October.
Yeah. Okay. 23 out of 26 years.
Ethan was just born.
So
that's how old Ethan is.
So we're still at the Perkins Center. We're just going to be in that what we used to call the judges room, that small room on Sunday.
I was hoping you were going to say there was going to be a fashion component to the
no,
to the
unless
winning.
you want. Are you volunteering?
Kentucky
fashion.
I think Tony Grant should. That man, he's classy. He's got some moves. Well, good deal. I'm glad. I know. I think I would say Crash is probably I don't know. I'll ask Matt, but I'm sure.
Oh yeah, they usually have that Friday get together.
They do a Friday night cookout with burgers.
That's
and stuff.
Always a good time.
Yeah, with burgers there at Crash's Landing, and he's got a bunch of really cool baits in right now, all stocked up. He's carrying gill rain suits now. So if anybody's looking for a good rain suit while they're down, and there'll be some muskie hunter stuff there. There'll be all kinds of good stuff. So make sure you come by the party or at the cookout there at Crash's after the meeting on Friday night and get all liquored up so you can tell me where to catch a fish. That's something I always like to do. But now the real reason people listen to this thing is to talk to Ethan.
There you go.
So
because it's definitely not to talk to you.
No, I don't even want to talk to me half the time.
Yes.
So you have Bigfoot baits, right?
Yep.
Bigfoot baits. Why? Where did Bigfoot baits come from? Did you have a bad experience as a child? Fascinated with extremely hairy people?
I'm from West Virginia, and Bigfoot's just been a big part of West Virginia. So
I thought West Virginia was the Mothman. Yes.
Well, that was a close second.
Mothman baits.
Mothman baits. It didn't have a good ring to it as much as Bigfoot baits did.
Yes. Well, I agree. I agree. And you make a really cool twitch bait. You do. You've got a couple different sizes. They've got and all of yours. Do they all have the rubber tails?
Yep. Yeah, they're all rubber.
Okay. So what got you? Why Bigfoot baits? Why how'd you get started at this? Did you lose a bet? Have to pay off gambling debt? What happened to make you start making musky baits?
So I started about 5 years ago, and I was watching videos and stuff in college about making baits and stuff like that. And whenever COVID happened, I had nothing else to do, so I just started making baits.
There you go.
I started out making bass baits, and then my other buddies wanted me to make bigger baits for muskie, so I started doing that, gave some out. They started catching fish on them, and here we are.
Oh, there you go. Now, where did you – now, do you get to fish much or –
No, I don't get to fish very much at all. I work.
Yeah, because he makes baits. That's what happens.
Exactly. He's successful.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, I work 15 days a month, and
you sound like
the others
Jim
are pretty
Stella.
much making baits.
Oh, I was going to say you sound like Jim Stella with your work.
That's too much work.
Yeah, you'd be winded.
Yes.
Jim would be out of breath if he did that. What do you do for work?
I'm a quality control lab technician at a chemical plant.
Oh my God, that sounds like a job that Jim Stella could not do. I
think one of my college degrees was for that.
I think yes, you've had several. So one of them is in quality control. Now I'm looking at your Facebook here. Why do I see Dead Meat Customs? What's that?
So that's all the eyes that are my baits. He's the one who makes those.
Oh, okay. Who's that guy?
Some guy I found on Instagram a long time ago, and he's been making my eyes ever since.
Nice.
Yeah, his are all custom made.
Well, they look pretty cool. They look, they look neat. So let's talk about this here. Your paint jobs. You look like you're a hell of a painter. As I've always said on here, I paint ishes, perch-ish, walleye-ish. Yours look really good. Like
Walmart walleye.
Walmart walleye. That was a tournament bait that was very successful for me, actually. My paint jobs come out of rattle cans and look horrible. So, where did you learn to paint like this? And are you a Bob Ross student?
Mainly watching people on YouTube. Like, there's this woman, Jekyll Baits, I think, and she makes a bunch of videos on how to paint baits. And the rest was pretty much just buy an airbrush and figure it out.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I bought an airbrush and I did not figure it out. But no, your stuff looks really, really cool, and you can definitely tell you've got a lot of time in there with it. I like this picture you got on here of the guy with the muskie. He's holding it. He's got the boga. It looks like a proof of life photo. He has got a very, very blank look on his face. And
oh, yeah.
I really like this one. Do you know this guy?
Yep, that's a pretty fish, too.
Yeah. It's just, he's like, I can't believe I caught this.
Yep.
Is kind of what it looks like. I can't believe my bobber went down. I had a guy ask me that one time, a long time ago, when I was muskie fishing. One of my buddy's dads down here, he was trying to make conversation with me. Nice man, and he goes, "Well, how far do you put your baits under the bobber?" I go, "Well, it all depends how deep we are." Stella, is that your dogs?
Yes.
Oh my God! Again, military school. That's what I say. So, Ethan, let's go into it. What size baits do you make?
So I make an 8-inch bait, and then I make a 12-inch bait.
And these are twitch baits, correct?
Yep, both twitch baits.
Twitch or crank. How do they go? I mean, can they be trolled? Is there are they just strictly casting?
They're primarily casting. I do think they can be trolled, but I'm not sure how fast you can get them whenever you're trolling. So.
Okay.
But mainly casting baits.
Mainly casting. Okay.
Yep.
Now I met you at the Muskie Max show. Was that one of your first shows, or have you been doing them for a little bit?
That's my first one. Yep.
Well, that's cool. You had a nice booth. You had a Bigfoot teddy bear in the booth. I liked that. You had it set up nice, Jim.
Mascot.
Jim, you'd have liked his booth. He actually had it set up really nice.
I didn't know what to expect going there, but it was a blast.
So okay, let me ask you this. Being your first show, you're kind of new to it. Were you just like selling them on Instagram or Facebook before?
Both those and word of mouth.
Word of mouth, okay.
Yep.
And where are you located?
West Virginia.
Well, what part? It's a big state.
A very small town called Wileyville, West Virginia.
Wileyville. Who up?
Yep.
Middle of nowhere. That's fine. Hell, I'm from middle of nowhere. I end up in nowhere a lot of times. I'm looking here, and I tell you what, you got a very good comment on here. I'm looking at your Facebook page right now, and it's Bigfoot Baits, guys, and it's a public group. It's got 597 members. Let's get him a few more members on here now. Damn it. Jim, if you were on Facebook, you'd join his group, wouldn't you?
If I were on Facebook, I would.
Yes.
But we all know that social media is the downfall of Western civilization.
What about Eastern?
It's the devil. Get off social media.
Oh, my God. Jim, you're never going to land a girl with that kind of attitude.
I am 100% against social media.
Wow.
I post a lot more on my Instagram, too.
Well, here I see a nice post here from Sharon Crane. Congratulations on your first show.
Yep.
Now, do you know
Oh,
Sharon?
wow. Would that be
Yes.
the same?
Yes.
Okay, look at that.
That's
That's a pretty good
high
good
praise.
post there.
Yes,
So
it is.
Yep.
Do you know Sharon?
I don't know her, but I know of her and Bill.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
They are sweethearts.
so Bill
Oh, yeah,
actually
they're great.
Bill retired from the same job and place that I have now, that I'm working at now.
Oh, did you hear any good juicy stories on him?
Yeah, a few.
Oh, is he just showing up drinking and raising all kinds of malarkey?
No, I've heard he's a very nice guy, though.
He is.
Oh,
I remember when he came to the Vermilion Road Rules.
yes. The thing about
Yeah.
Bill is this: if Bill ever offers you something to drink, make sure you know what it is. Because at one show, I can't remember which one it was, he said, "You ready for a drink?" And I go, "Sure." He had made this mulberry wine, and my word, it was moonshine. That stuff was, oh God, it about choked me. But Bill is he's a character now. I mean, I love it. Every sport has characters. And he was definitely one, and I love seeing his baits. I actually caught a couple fish this year already on crane baits. So, so it was good. I really liked him and Sharon, two of the nicest people you'll ever meet, and they do a hell of a job. I think you should. I think if you ever get a chance to meet him, you should definitely do it. How far do you live from him? From like Friendly?
Not that far. I think it's like an hour and 40 minutes, maybe.
Oh,
maybe 2.
Oh, okay.
But they're actually, I might be meeting them in June because they're putting on a muskie tournament. So I think I'm going to go there and hopefully meet up with them.
Oh, that'd be great.
That'll be fun.
That'll be fun.
Yep.
What tournament is that? I didn't know they were doing that.
It's just North Bend. I think it's just like a one-day tournament.
Okay, on North Bend Lake?
Yep.
All right. Yeah. No, like I said, don't miss the opportunity to do it. Bill's getting older and stuff, and don't miss that opportunity to go say hello to him. I really, really like Bill Crane. He makes me laugh every time I talk to him. So he's a good guy. Now looking at your baits here, you got the two different sizes, and is there any one that's more popular? You got the 12-inch or the really big one. I got a couple of the smaller ones from you, and I've thrown them. I haven't caught anything on them yet, but they do look good with that tail and stuff out the back.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what do you think of the action?
Oh, I think they're great baits. I mean, what I like about them is that I could give them to somebody, and it can do a straight retrieve or twitch, and it works really, really nice. They were. I had to do very little, if any, tuning to it, and it was a good bait. They have a really nice pull to them, a real nice thump. I'm sure the bait will troll. I have not tried to pull it yet, but I'm sure it's a bait that would at least do 4 miles an hour. But I have not. I can't be quoted on that because. I don't know exactly if it would, but it does seem like it with the lip angle and stuff that you have and where the pull point is, it should be good that way. Why did you put the tails on there?
It just makes it look like more of a fish-like presence going through the water, I think.
Sure.
Something different.
Have you ever tried putting like a blade or anything like that back there?
No, I have. I've tried feather trebles, and those look really nice too.
Yeah, I would think like a blade, if you just put a screw eye back there and turned it like flat and put a blade on it, and that blade, it didn't spin, it just threw out flash. I bet you that would look pretty cool back there.
Yeah, I've been thinking about doing that.
Well, you should, because that would be really awesome. And you don't have to give me any credit for it, and that's my gift to you. So there.
What a gift.
What a gift. Shut up, Jim. The 12-incher looks like you got weight on the bottom of it?
Yep.
Why is
you can
that?
fish it weightless. I think my AirPods might be dying. So I wanted to have like a very versatile big bait. So you can fish it with no weight on it, and it'll get 1 to 2 feet in the water. The 2 ounce or the 1 ounce weight kit will get it like 3 to 4, and then the 2 ounce gets it 7 to 8 feet.
Okay.
Yep.
Well,
so you could definitely troll these things too, because if you put that big weight on it, it's not going to blow out.
yeah. Now the little one doesn't have a weight, right?
Nope.
You ever thought about putting a weight on those?
Not really.
Well, there you. Well, good. I don't want it anyway. I don't want no damn weight on there anyway. So there. That's.
I can make it happen.
Yeah. Well, get on it. That's what I say. It would look cool. Jim, have you been muskie fishing in the last 5 years?
I actually went muskie fishing last year.
Oh, how was that?
Down there on Cave Run. I came down a day early with Senate.
Oh, that's right. Is him and his brother fishing it?
Oh yeah.
I want you to steroid.
So I'll probably be down a day early again because his brother usually, he's got to teach, so he can't leave until like Friday night.
You need to steroid test that team.
I know. So he always wants me driving with him, so he's got an extra driver.
Yeah. When
when are
you getting
go
down?
out and fish like half a day with him? Huh?
When are you getting down?
I don't know now because I haven't talked to him. But if
it's going well.
Yeah. If he's going, we usually go like Wednesday night and drive until we usually hit like Ohio or something.
Yeah.
And then get a hotel and then finish the last couple hours in the morning.
Well, there you go. I don't want you to overexert yourself, Jim. That worries
Yes.
me. If you start overexerting yourself. Ethan, do you get to fish much?
No, not really at all.
So have you been out this year yet or no?
This year I've been out twice.
Yeah, how was it?
Not very good. The first time I went, we didn't see any fish. But the second time I had one hit boat side, but it popped off.
And on one of your baits?
No, they wanted like really tiny baits. So it was like a big, oversized like bass bait that Rapala makes.
Sure. So what? Now you're making minnow baits. I mean, is that the only thing that you've played with? I mean, you're from West Virginia. I thought everyone in West Virginia made a glide bait.
Yeah, that's in the works. It's just I'm trying to make something different that hasn't been made so far. There's so many glide baits out there. It's hard to just like make yours look different than theirs, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's face it, a glide bait, it goes side to side. That's a glide bait.
Yep.
So another thing, Ethan, here, this was costs you nothing. I would try to incorporate some kind of dive and rise deal that has a rock or a belly roll to it when pulled. That, to me, is something that we're needing.
Okay.
That I think could make a really, really cool bait, and make sure that it's weighted to where you can fish it from 2 feet to 20 feet. And
there you go. Now you got Gregg Thomas, head of product development.
I have ruined many a company now. Just listen away. I think that is what you need to make, and it's going to be awesome. And you're going to give me 2 of them.
Make you pro staff?
Yes,
pro staff?
I could be
Okay.
pro staff. I could be pro staff. I mean, that would be awesome. I would be I would be head. Actually, I want to be head of R&D. That to me is more of a special title that I think I'm more worthy of.
Okay, get you on the payroll.
Yes, I'd love to get paid for something. That would be.
Have you ever been on a payroll?
Me? Yeah, actually, yes. I was. I got Ethan. I have never gotten a paycheck ever in my life. I've always been, worked for myself, and I worked this winter up in the Northwest Angle. I helped out in between sports shows at Jerry's Bar and Restaurant in Northwest Angle. Stella, you should see me bartending. Buddy,
I don't want to see you bartend.
It is like...
You know that you're not allowed to drink when you bartend.
It is like Tom Cruise in Cocktail. I
hardly doubt
that. And Ethan is going, those are words I've never heard of. Mm-hmm. It was a movie back in the 80s. It was wonderful. Ask your parents, who may not even be old enough. How old are your parents?
A little over 40.
Oh, my God. I'm older than his parents. And Jim, you're way older than his parents.
Thank you.
Yes. You're more like Grandpa. Stella. That's God, I'm old. Everybody's just getting younger.
I could be his parents.
You could be his parents. You could be like the creepy uncle that he's not allowed.
Are you the milkman?
That he's not allowed to be left alone with. What?
I said, is he the milkman?
Yes, Jim is a milkman. There you go. There you go.
I probably have been the milkman.
I thought this was a podcast, not a family reunion.
Yes. Yeah, Jim, I like him. He's giving you shit. I like this.
I like it too, yeah.
This is good. All right, Ethan, what is the biggest fish caught on one of your baits? Do you know, or what do you think? Hell, you can make it up. I don't care.
I never ask anybody for measurements, but it looks like a mid-40s fish.
Okay. Now, is it mainly been people in West Virginia that are fishing them, or have you had guys?
No, I've got them everywhere now. Every state with a muskie, I think I have a bait there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
And it's got to be neat, and it's because of social media, Jim.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's because of social media. So eat it.
The devil.
The devil, and it's wonderful. How else would I learn what the hottest dance craze is if I wasn't?
Do you know how much time you waste on social media?
I don't waste that much because I'm not on there very much. So, but Tony Grant, let me tell you, my boy loves a Facebook. He loves to share recipes. He loves to, I wish he would get into selfies because that would make me even more happier. Because I could totally see him trying to take a selfie and only getting like half his face.
Because he's all retired now.
He's retired. He's living the good life. He's got some cigarettes to smoke and some selfies to take. I think that's the Tony Grant philosophy. What, Ethan? So where, you're getting these out there to guys, and are you getting any good feedback? What are you hearing?
Yep. I've been getting a bunch of fish pictures here recently too. Well, I guess everybody that's like fished my baits for a while, I asked them if they'd like to change anything on them, and they just said leave them. So
nice. So do you have a, you don't think you've had anything over 50 caught yet?
No.
Okay.
Not to my knowledge. Who knows? Maybe somebody caught one and never sent me the pictures of it. But.
Well, them secret sons of bitches. They're rough.
They like their secrets.
Oh God, yes they do.
And I never pry.
Yeah.
Never try to pry.
Jim, I never pry, do I? I've never pried in my life. I interrogate. I carry a special flashlight with me to shine in people's faces while I ask them stuff. I'm really good at it. But no, it's well, that's cool. Any good stories from the boat? Anything good that any good fishing stories?
The coolest one this year was that fish striking boat side, because we had moved that fish 2 different times, but he would come right up to the boat and then just dart off. Mm-hmm. So each time we moved him, we downsized the bait. That's why I was using that small, like a bass crank bait pretty much. And on my figure eight, my buddy, he was like, right there he is. He's behind it. He's going to eat. He's going to eat. And as soon as he said it was going to eat the second time, he just hammered that thing.
Nice.
And that was the coolest thing that's happened this year until it popped off. But we were both pretty pumped. It was a nice fish, too.
Then it lost the cool factor.
Yep.
When it popped off. Jim, you got any good stories from tournament days? I remember you pooping off the side of the boat at Leech Lake.
At Leech Lake? Oh my gosh. That was a long time ago. Yes. Yeah, that was, we don't need to go there.
I think we do.
We don't need to go there. Oh.
Your belly hurt.
Holy cow. Yeah. That was a long time ago. Better left in the past. Better left in the past.
Well,
I was actually in your neck of the woods just last month, but you wouldn't even come over and see me.
Because I was in the Northwest Angle. How did that go? You came down on your bourbon trip. How did that go?
Yeah, it was actually a good time.
Yeah.
Good time, yeah. We were at the Beaumont Inn.
Yeah.
Nathan's old bar that he used to work at.
Yeah.
There.
With Dixon Deadman.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good time. And we actually came out to Frankfurt. Did a tour at Buffalo Trace. We hit a bunch of distilleries and everything. So it was a good time.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it was.
We had about 30 of us that took over the whole Beaumont Inn.
Now that was probably an experience.
Yes.
What, Jim? Let's tell a story here because you mentioned Bill Crane at Vermilion. Can you tell the story of the bat?
Why do we gotta keep taking things up from the past?
Because it's a great story, and I think you're better telling it than me.
Actually, it was the downfall of the whole story is that my frickin' ham sandwich ended up on the floor. That was going to be a good ham sandwich.
Yes, a 3 a.m. ham sandwich.
Yeah. Yes, I was in the kitchen making myself a delicious ham off the bone sandwich. And as I came around into the hallway off the kitchen, and there's like this little, it was like shelves built into the wall, like pantry, you know, but no door. But as I came around the corner, there's a bat like directly in my eye line, just flying right at me, and behind it with a bat running at it is Tony Grant.
No, it was a broom.
Swinging a bat.
He had a broom.
Oh, was it a broom?
Yeah.
And I dropped my plate, so my ham sandwich went on the ground, and right in front of me, off to the side, was like a big thing of aluminum foil, and I just grabbed that and swatted at the bat. Tony says that I screamed like a girl. I don't remember that. But it was a sight seeing Tony Grant coming at me with a broom and then a bat right in front of me. And I ducked and it went right over my head.
You and that was a fond memory of Vermilion. That and
the deaf guy that you guys.
That was Chuck. That's Cha-Cha. You know.
Yes.
Tell that's a pretty good story. Tell that.
That's
one.
the pop and drop. Yeah.
We were popping and dropping it.
Yeah. So yeah, during the road rule schools, so we go out fishing, then we come back in, and like around lunchtime, and we'd have a guest person or somebody that would speak to the club and everything. So one of the times it's Tony, and he is giving his little lecture on how to pop and drop because Vermilion has a lot of rock bars and rocks and everything, and the big blades were kind of just coming on pretty strong back then, and people would get hung up. And so he was showing people how if your bucktail gets hung up on the rocks, how you can just pull the line and make like a bow out of your rod and then let go. And as you let go, you got to bring your rod down real fast, the tip of your rod down, and then come right back up. And you can create that little slack where you can pop the the hook off of the rocks. And so he's demonstrating this to everybody. And Greg has me set up where I've got to take this guy because his partner bailed on him. So I've got to take him out fishing.
You're a saint.
All day, yes. And he has no GPS in his boat. And this is, when was this, 2007, something like that?
Yeah, it would have been mid-2000. Ethan was 2.
Yeah. And so, he's got just a regular fish finder. So I can't bring any of my spots out there. I'm trying to find stuff, doing the old, you get the 3 different placements and everything to try to put yourself on stuff. Well, what did we used to call that? God, I can't even remember what that
triangulation.
was. So you'd get, triangulation.
I know that because I was good at math.
Yeah. And Chuck, at night, every night though, he wanted to go to the casino. And the night bite was just on fire, but he never wanted to go out at night. So I've got no place to fish at night. Finally, the last night, I talk him into not going to the casino and going out. So we go out the last night, and this is after Tony's pop and drop at lunch that day. And we are on Little Comet. And he has a nice explosion. Big fish, just nails his bait. And I dropped my rod. I just hit the frickin' bail on it, dropped it. I'm on the net and I'm back to him in like seconds. I'm agile. I'm jumping over the frickin'
When I look at you, Jim,
I think windshield and
agile.
everything. Yeah, and I'm there with the net.
Baywatch theme song playing in the background.
Yeah, and he is popping and dropping. And finally he goes, "Oh, I got it. And I'm like, you weren't hung up. That was a fish. I'm like, you were throwing a topwater bait. You can't get hung up on the rocks on a topwater bait. That was a fish."
Well,
so he popped and dropped his fish. Right
well,
off.
It happens, I mean, Jim, we all can't be perfect.
No, I had for a second or two there the world record muskie.
Yes, I remember that. That was with me.
Yes.
And I...
yeah, because I'd have to jump in the boat with you at night because...
And that's fun.
Yeah. Hey, I got a 50 and a 48.
Yes, you did. Because I'm a really good guide.
I think it was all about me, but...
It could have been. Yeah, that was the one that we were fishing behind Moose Island, and you snagged in the tail.
Yes. That was the 48-incher.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Are you hooked up?" And I'm like, "No," because I thought I could feel the head shakes, but it was the tail going back and forth. And I thought he's head shaking, and I'm like, "This is a big fish." And he's like, You're hooked up, man. You're hooked up." And I'm like, "I can feel it head shaking," and then it ran. And I mean, that line was just it was like Jaws, man, where you had to get the water to throw over the reel. Because, a 48-incher hook, like, in the back of the tail. That fish could do what he wanted, and he did.
Yes.
And I'm like, and Greg's like, "Oh, he snagged." And I'm like, "No, this is the record." And then I tried to thumb the reel stop. That was not smart. I burned the hell out of my thumb.
You can say shit.
Yeah, that's right. I burned the shit out of my thumb.
Yeah. No, I remember that was some good stuff. That's when Bill Crane was with us on that trip.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we were talking about all the books because we read a lot of the same authors. We were talking about all of our different authors for the books that we read.
Oh, my God. Look at you. Drinking wine, smoking cigar, reading books. You're very cultured.
Well, back then, actually, I don't think, was I think I was chewing back then.
Yeah, you weren't.
Yeah, I wasn't really a big cigar smoker back then. I'd have an occasional one every now and then, but yeah, I wasn't really a big cigar smoker back then.
Yeah,
that's back when I was doing the skull.
Yeah,
dipping all the time.
When you were really classy. When you were really super classy. What? I mean,
that's why women love me.
Yeah. Oh, and it's evident. too. It's evident. What, Ethan? What's in it? You got any bad habits?
Never tried any of that stuff. So
Yeah, lure maker.
He's a lure maker. That's his bad habit.
That's worse enough.
He decided to get into lure making, but all right. Well, guys, we've been at this about 45 minutes. I do appreciate it. Ethan, how can somebody buy a Bigfoot bait?
Just message me on my Facebook group, Bigfoot Baits, or head to my Instagram, Bigfoot_baits.
Bigfoot.
And just shoot me a message.
All right. And you make a lot of custom stuff to order, or?
Yep. I make like my staples collars, and then I do customs too.
Cool. Well, that's pretty awesome. And Jim, how long do we got to sign up for the PMTT?
Week before, so we're coming up on it.
All right. So I'll get this podcast up, and everybody can get themselves signed up for the tournament. I do encourage you to come. Also, guys, remember, I'm looking for videos to post on Muskie Hunter Facebook. If you've got any videos, any cool footage, it doesn't even have to be catching a fish. Just any cool footage you got on the lakes when you're out there targeting muskies, I'd love to get some. You can always send it to me you can send it to muskiehuntermag@gmail.com, and it'll go through a Google Drive, and I can download it and get it up there. Ethan, you got any good video?
I'm sure I can find some.
Find some. Jesus. And I don't want it to be in like your high school play where you're playing Peter Pan or something.
What kind of videos do you want?
Well, I'll take it all, I guess. I've gotten some dandies, trust me. But guys, thanks for being on here. Ethan, thanks for coming on. Hopefully we'll get you on again.
Thanks for having me.
Get you on again sometime. I seen you did Muskie Hunk podcast with those guys. Those guys are really good. And if you ever get a chance, guys,
unlike this podcast,
exactly, they actually have class. And the Muskie Hunk guys, check that out. Their podcast is always good. And I like to mess around with those guys. They're pretty cool. So it'll it's all good. So guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next week. We'll see you guys.
Have a good one.
Yep.